What you doing picking in them people's window?
strshow.com.
1, 2.
We welcome you in. It is another edition of For the Record. My name is Eitan Shander. I'm alongside the great coach, PR, and the international man of leisure. That is right, Jamal Jamo with us for the entire hour. We've got a jam-packed show. We're going to cover a bunch of things on and off the field of sports. We've got a bunch of guests as well, including multi-platinum producer Bink Dog is going to hop on with us. But it all starts with former NBA player. He's out west now covering the Kings, Doug Christie, as we'll dive into the NBA playoffs and his thoughts on some other things not related to sports. We got a jam-packed show. Make sure you keep it here. Dash Radio. It is all For the Record.
Yeah.
Dash.
1, 2.
All right, we welcome you back to For the Record alongside PR, Jamal Jamo, Eitan Shander, and we welcome in a very special guest who's kind enough to spend some time with us. Former NBA player, current NBA analyst, NBC Sports California, Doug Christie. Doug, we appreciate the time.
Hey, Dougie.
Mr. Christie.
Doug Christie.
Douglas.
Mr.
Douglas
C.
Christie.
He heard the intro, he had enough.
He said those are Knicks fans. I don't want to talk to them.
Did he say he was a Knicks fan?
There we go.
Right there.
We thought you heard the intro and that was it. Like
Yeah, thought you was out of there, man.
Who are these guys?
I'm not talking to no Knicks guys.
It's all good.
We're about to
man.
start talking real greasy about the Sacramento Kings. It's a good thing you hopped on the line.
It's all good. It's all gravy.
All right, well, Doug, we appreciate you hopping on with us. Let's start with the obvious one. Can you explain to everybody out there what exactly we're watching with LeBron James as far as his career right now, having better basketball than we've ever seen, yet he's as old as he's ever been in the NBA?
You know, we're watching greatness before our eyes, you guys. I mean, he's starting to define things. I think you see the same thing kind of with Tom Brady, though, because Tom Brady is playing some of his best football, and he is definitely getting older and older. As LeBron ages, I think that he takes care of his body on an extremely high level. He understands the game better and better, and he's starting to use his brain more than his body. And most times that's what happens as you age. If he continues to knock the three ball down and shoot his jumpers, that's going to just take his game to another level because he still has what is considered elite athleticism. But bar none, you guys, I played against him in his very first game. Right then I knew the kid was destined for greatness, but you don't know to what level, but he's headed to a level of supreme greatness, and it's beautiful to watch.
Did you give him problems when you first came into the league? Did you give him any of that veteran kind of just edge him out a bit? Did you hit him with a good elbow?
No, actually the first play was I took him to the post, and as I went to move, he didn't move like I thought he was going to move for an 18-year-old kid, and I said, okay, he's for real. And I think it was Mike Bibby that laid a lollipop out there, and then he got me trailing on his very first dunk, got me in the photo like that. That was all wrong. I'm like, Mike, the kid's going to shoot the gap. You got a pump fake, son. You got a pass faker. What are you thinking, man?
Hey, Doug, this is Coach PR. I'm a big fan of, the little guys, under the rim guys, Isaiah Thomas and all those guys. But I have a problem with a big man. Can you help him out? Dwight Howard. Tell us what's going on with Dwight Howard.
When I look at D. Howard's game, man, I had a chance when I got traded from Sacramento. He was a rookie in Orlando, so I got to watch him, and they had him running up and down the court just doing these dunk drills, and I always was like, I just think that the elite athleticism that he had, he depended upon, and as that started to wane, he never developed his game to a level that could continue like what we're seeing with LeBron. He continues to develop his game as he gets older. But there's nothing wrong with being a defensive player in this league. Not everybody is going to be that 4-5 tool guy. And, he's a defensive player. He's a rebounder.
Is he really?
And, yeah,
I mean, you're backing away, party for two right this way. I don't call that defense.
Oh, you talking about the other night? Well, that was just a Shaq and the Fool moment.
Yeah,
and you spot on. I can't argue with you. You can't open up the door like that. Anybody gonna run through.
Exactly.
So he's soft?
No, I wouldn't call Howard.
Doug ain't gonna say that.
I wouldn't call him soft. I mean, with built like that, you can't be soft
Right,
built
but
like
Well,
that.
everything's relative. I mean, he's,
You know
listen,
what?
he'll
This
kick
is-
my
this is
ass,
what
but
I'll say.
every
This is
single
what
night
I'll
in the
say.
NBA might be different.
Is he the softest
No.
big man in the league?
Yes.
No, he's not. What has happened
Who's
is
the
the
softest
Shaq calls him
league,
that.
the league has begun to play, and I don't even necessarily call it soft, but the rule changes don't allow you guys for the physicality that it was when I
sure.
came in the league. They were changing rules when I came in the league. I couldn't put my arm on, for instance, Kobe when he was above the free throw line. That was a foul. I mean, I'm just talking about touching him like his jersey. It was a foul.
That's Kobe
and when
Bryant.
they started doing that, it was like, come on, y'all.
Can you even compare the eras anymore, though? Because I was having this conversation earlier with Philly this morning about just what the 93 Knicks team would be versus the 2017 Celtics. And then you start to look at the rosters and you start to look at the style of play. And then you have to really begin that conversation with what rules are you playing with? Are you playing with the 93 rules? Are you playing with the 2017 rules where it's wide open? I don't even know if you can even have these conversations anymore, Doug.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because when you think about it, the physicality that was then was a whole different thing, from hand checking to coming in the paint and you get tapped on a little bit to send a message, which I think that's what basketball's about. You know, you over the plate in baseball, I'm gonna throw one and you got to back one. You know, it's a respect thing. And nowadays with AAU and different things, everybody is too friendly, in my opinion. We can be friends when we're off the court, that's cool. But when we step inside these lines, you know, I'm not really down with you like that. I'm
How
gonna
much
come at your
friendship
head.
was there off the court when you were in the league, Doug? Like, was there anybody that you were cool with, that you would hang out with when you came into their city?
No, not really, man. I was, you know, I'm just different that way. You know, it's us versus you. I'm not really trying to get down like that.
So
We
you're not
coming
liking
for your
nobody's
head.
tweets, you're not liking their pictures on
Working out with
Instagram,
them
you're not
and all that.
right, you're not doing Pilates with LeBron in the whole
During the
gym
season.
and drinking wine just because you're in Cleveland, right? That's not going to be you.
Chilling on a jet ski.
During
But,
the season.
but you know what? You know, it's a different time now, guys. They're trying to spread love, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Yo,
gotta
wow,
laugh at that.
All right, well, you know what? There's a kind of a throwback in the mix on all this because he's all active on social media. He didn't play much. Only played about 31 games, but he's taking shot after shot at other bigs in the NBA, and that's Joel Embiid. So I'm sure you had your eye on him on the court, but his social media game is through the roof. I mean, he's taking
Joel's
shots
outta
at Hassan Whiteside. He's taking shots at Milwaukee. He's taking shots at everybody there. He's backing it up when he's healthy.
Yeah, well, let me tell you guys, when dude's healthy, forget about it. I'm telling you, I saw it firsthand, and I just was looking at my counterpart, and I was like, wow, did you just see that? Because, to give you an example, that's when Boogie Cousins was here, and Boogie puts people on skates, especially big guys, and he gets them with this little crossover move. And he's the only guy I've seen that got down, and he is big. He is a big man, you guys. I'm talking about a big man. So it's beautiful to see that, first of all, he can be comedic about it, but he's not afraid to go at people. But then when the game starts, he's not afraid to go at you either. So I have the utmost respect for that.
You know what, real quick? I played that. Now that you said that, it triggered my mind. Throughout the season when he was playing, I was watching on purpose the opposing broadcast. So whatever team they were playing, and then we would take a little bit of that and play it the next day. Right. So I guarantee you, when you were talking about Embiid, we had that and played that in Philly the next morning because it was just the same thing over and over again. Former players like yourself just sitting back like, yo, is this kid for real?
They're impressed that he was worth the wait. I think Embiid's the first time that we've seen a rookie that was worth the wait, but to have to wait so long for him, like he's been in the league for 15 years, but has only just started playing games. Like Embiid was drafted in the mid '80s, and like now he's finally getting into the league to play a couple of games. So
it's about damn time,
right,
man.
Exactly. Like he didn't Greg Oden us. Like he came in and he actually did something worth talking about. So I think that was like for him to actually live up to the hype for all of the 10 games he played. Like I think it
31.
31. My apologies, but that was impressive. He was worth the jersey sales. And then the tweets just make you want to get a trending topic printed on the back of one of his jerseys at the custom store.
He's got the damn sandals that say "Trust the process" on it.
Yeah,
He's a marketing genius, Doug.
No doubt.
All right, let me ask you a question. Did you ever pay $495 for the ball kicks? Be honest with us.
Would I pay?
Yeah, would you? Would you be out at the spot in the ball in the BBBs?
No. I'm only paying that type of money for, and I probably wouldn't even pay that for some Jordans unless it was like super exclusive.
Nah,
man.
you got
I'm talking like
500 is Gator money, Doug.
But nah, man, I'm not.
What if somebody copped them for you?
Would you wear them?
You know what? See, this is my thing, you guys. When they talk about the Steph Currys and the sales that are going down and different stuff, part of that, you guys, in my opinion, is the ability to transcend like Michael Jordan did with the greatness. Steph has done it for a short amount of time, so that's going to take some time. But on top of that, you got to have the right designers, man. People aren't just trying to wear basketball shoes all the time. Now it's lifestyle. You got to be able to step outside the box. So, yeah, sales are going down, but also the design. You know, people, I want something that's fresh, that's different. That's
The masterpiece. You want the masterpiece back?
Or like the Spreewell kicks with the rim on the side, the dials with the spinning.
Hey, listen, I got
the Malones, the LA Tex.
Pair of them spinners. I got a signed pair of them Spreewell spinners.
Okay. Are you hooping in $500 kicks? If you got a pair for free, you gonna wear them at the rec? You gonna go out and work out in them?
Nah, see, you guys, I'm gonna keep it 100. I play in whatever I got, because if they not real, I'm not down. I still hoop. If they not hoopable, that's whack in my opinion.
I mean, have you seen the shoes? They look like they're made from the Hyundai interior. They got Corinthian leather. There's steering wheel stitching on the insole. Like they're horrendous, Doug. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I haven't even seen them yet, man. I know I saw Steph's, man.
Yo, Doug, you sound like a good guy, so I'm gonna do you this favor. Don't look at him, man. I care, man. I just don't want you to put yourself through that.
Y'all ain't right.
Because you're going to look at him, you're going to say something crazy. And they're in Sacramento Kings colors, so that's what makes it even worse.
He's going to keep it political.
Yeah, he might be inclined to like them. They got the black and the purple in there. Doug might mess around and wear him at a broadcast.
Hey, Doug, I got to ask another thing about big men again. I'm getting on these big men.
Stuck on the big men, that's right. You can't get out of the paint.
I'm not happy with them right now. Like, another thing. On the switch, on the pick and roll, we get a switch. The big man going right to these guards that they cannot stick. What is that about?
That's an interesting question, actually, man, as you ask it. So sometimes in the NBA and smart basketball players in general, when you're looking for mismatches, I don't know why they do that, because I wouldn't leave my dude out there on an island like that.
Exactly.
But since he switched out, they're looking to penetrate and kick and find the 3-point guy. So I guess if you ran the double team at him, he's gonna find the guy. I personally, if you're gonna bust me over my head, I want the ball at the least dude who can't punch. I want it in his hands. So I'm coming to double team, and you got to get the ball out of his hands. And a lot of the times, Isaiah, we see him, he's just squaring him up. He's looking him up and down. And, he's from my town, so I already know he may have bad intentions right away.
Let me ask you this, man. Vlade Divac, he had that one squad. What was it, like 2011? It was later than that, like 2014, where you had Isaiah, Boogie. I don't understand. At some point,
he had the crew.
Yeah. What has happened over there? It's just been poor management, poor decision making. I mean, again, you have the loss of Boogie. I don't know. Maybe there's a bright future because you actually have some picks and maybe some room to move around. The Rudy Gay thing kind of bogged down as well. But man, at one point you had like 3 or 4 guys that are lightning.
Off a bag of that Serbian Kush, man.
No. See, Vlade, you guys, he wasn't here when all of that transpired. It was the general manager, Pete D'Alessandro, and he's the guy who gave Isaiah away for a bag of cookies, and that just was the most terrible thing that ever happened in Sacramento Kings lore. And unfortunately, I really thought that he and Boogie would have worked good together. I wasn't here during that time. I had just came back right after that. But yeah, it was a lot of bad management. Personally, I thought they should have kept the system that we had in place, because ultimately the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs, they all get credit for this quote-unquote beautiful basketball that in reality we pretty much started or had a help in starting. And now you got to hit zero again. And Vlade is building a culture of the same type of basketball, hopefully, that we had when we were here. It's a brotherhood, a camaraderie, but at the same time, a high level of skill set that allows for players to be plugged in, like you see in San Antonio, you see in Golden State. When someone drops off, you plug that next person in, and the train don't stop. And it takes a while to make that happen.
And is part of that system him getting rid of Boogie for a bag of chips?
Well, you know what? You can't really judge that trade until you get these picks and stuff. Now, here in Sacramento, it's a lot of people that was down on Boogie. I'm a proponent of Boogie, to be honest, and I'm one of the ones that people used to get all over because that type of talent is just absolutely special. Now, do you need to learn how to? Do you need to learn how to work with that type of, attitude, an inner city kid? There's a lot of things there. I'm not going to psychoanalyze the whole deal, but it was unfortunate. It didn't work out. And if I know Vlade, I know him like a brother. He is going to give every chance. It was something that I'm sure not necessarily he wanted to do, but it was time to push reset. And even though I wasn't totally, I'm a Boogie guy, I understood the process because this is a business and you got to do the things that are going to be ultimately. I'm a Boogie fan, but I'm a Sacramento Kings fan as well, and I want what's best for the Kings. And right now they got a bunch of young talent. The kids play hard. They're trying to develop a culture that, like I said, is skill-based. And now you got some picks and got Bokan Bogdanovic coming over from Serbia as well, who played in the Olympics last year, who looks like he can play. And the future is bright for him. And it's going to be some bumps in the road, but I agree with you guys. Boogie is a special, special talent, man. Much, much mad respect for him.
Well, you played with a cat who was kind of out there too, right? And Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
Yeah, Jay Will is one of my absolute favorites.
Now he's back. He's back with a 3-on-3.
Yeah, I see that.
Playing with Rashard Lewis. That's a nice little combo right there, driving kick.
Doug, they could use you on the wing, one of those teams, man. I know Charles Oakley would love to have you on the squad.
Doug's making that TV money right now. Come on.
Man, I'm not trying to get out. I go and play with my son, and I play in the BT games and different stuff. But not so much, man. All this cartilage that got wore off in my wrist ain't saying go for it.
They're doing great things with copper compression and kinesiology tape, man. You could be surprised.
Hey,
he's not trying to test that.
Look at you. You guys, he's throwing it out there. Do you use?
I got you. I'm just
saying.
saying.
Man, we didn't know Jamal was bringing that today.
Come on, man. LeBron's doing 15 different kinds of workouts in the offseason, except for the hairline. He looks 17 again, man. They could do some things. Like, you might be able to get out there and get a strong 15 and 10 a game.
Hey, not a chance.
It's not even crossing your mind?
Nah. You know what?
You know how many of those cats are going to be winded out there?
Oh, well, you know what's happening?
Rashad McCants is like the headliner on the league.
It's half court, man. Half court is a different deal.
I still got Coutinho Mobley throwing up 10 points into the game.
Cut can still ball.
Cut gets it in.
This video's out. He's like Uncle Drew.
He funny enough, he actually gets it in the Drew League. Like I've seen.
No doubt.
Coutinho actually, Cat gets out there.
Hey,
yes,
Doug, we really appreciate you hopping on with us, man. Thank you for the time, the insight, just hanging with us.
Doug, before you dip, I one more question. Just one.
All right.
You don't even have to answer. You just nod yes or no.
Okay.
Now, I feel like you ushered in the being faithful era in the NBA because everybody else was out there with the size and all that, but you were traveling faithfully with the Queen. Who was footing that bill for the travel, Doug? Was it on the team? Did you have it in there just like miscellaneous small forward? Like, was the team paying for the travel?
You know what? That's an actually cool question because a lot of people used to talk trash about it. But to be honest with you, it started with my man Isaiah Thomas in Toronto because I used to pay for my wife to go, when she would come. She didn't come all the time, but she would come to Miami when we was in Toronto in different spots. And
she
one
came
day,
to the trouble cities.
Zeke came up to me and was like, yo, I always see your wife, man. Are you paying for that? And I was like, yeah. He said, man, she could fly on the plane, man. That's all right. I was like, cool. So I was like 100. He took care of me, man. And then when I got to Sacramento, that's just kind of how they did it. It was family like that. They made a big deal like my wife was the only one that's traveling. And I don't really need to say anything. Whatever is whatever. We coming to an arena near you to whoop that booty, baby.
There it is. I feel like you were the first one. Like, I feel like now LeBron got Savannah front and center. Gabrielle's side, on right at the quarter in every game.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, I feel like every.
Yeah, that didn't last too long.
Look at you.
That didn't last too long.
No doubt. I would agree with you, man. But you know what? Somebody got to take the hits and all of that, man. I'm just glad. I'm just glad to see it because what happens, man, is that shows our children how you do things, how you love a woman, how you respect your woman, and we need that, man. We definitely need it.
Oh, this is a good guy here, man. This is good guy day today, man.
It's
Down.
Jamal.
every day could be good. Guy, come on, PR, get your life together, man. We gotta embrace it.
You getting on him for the positive influence?
Yeah, man, you see
we
this?
Too good, man.
based on the past couple of
Glad I didn't
shows,
bring
we
my
could
wife
use
to
some
the show
positive
today, man.
influence, man.
See, that's why you're mad because you're not being good. PR
I'm not gonna bring my
out
wife to the show.
here. See, maybe you should.
Matt, I
Maybe
gotta bring my wife to the
maybe
show. You
gotta
got
give a
girls over
cheer
there,
for this
man.
positive conversation. Just because Matt
no
out here
doubt.
with his 15 wives, don't mean the rest of us
Yeah, I
got to
know,
live
right?
dirty.
Thanks, Doug. We
No doubt.
appreciate you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Doug.
you,
We
sir.
appreciate
Anytime,
you.
man.
All right.
Much
My man.
respect, fellas. Be
Stay
easy.
well.
The great Doug Christie, former NBA player, current NBA analyst, NBC Sports California. Keep it here. It is For the Record.
And he was a problem on the wing.
He's a good guy.
1, 2.
STRshow.com.
We welcome you back. It is For the Record alongside Jamal Jamo, Coach PR, Eitan
yes.
Shander. We just spoke with Doug Christie, and we got into a lot of things both on and off the court of the NBA, but I want to bring up this stat. First, let me ask you this question. Before you even answer it, I'm going to hit you with this stat as well, kind of just supplement the question. But can either one of you ever see yourself in any reality saying this, LeBron James is the best basketball player of all time? Now, before you answer yes or no, and why, let me throw this out. He's projected to retire first in points, fifth in rebounds, fourth in steals, with 5 more seasons at this rate, which again, not even just this season, we're talking about a cumulative of the last 3 years. If he's at a similar rate, he's going to retire at that. Numbers, we already know he's 200 points when we're recording right now, behind Michael Jordan, all-time in playoff scoring as he passed Kareem. So just take what we're seeing in the context of everything and ask yourself that question. If you could ever see yourself, Jamal, could you ever see yourself saying in any type of reality to your kids, to your unborn children, to their unborn children, to Coach PR's kids, listen, I saw that man. He was the best ever.
100%. I feel like Mike wins for nostalgia. Mike wins for nostalgia. Mike wins for branding. Mike wins because we remember seeing MJ play, and he's the stuff of legend. You look at the shit that LeBron does now, like LeBron coming off a break, taking off from damn near inside the free throw line, somehow getting younger, except for his hair year after year. Like, you talk about the things that you saw him do, taking teams to the finals. What is it now, like 9 seasons in a row or some weird shit? Like,
It's insane.
I mean, assuming he goes this year, like it would be 8 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like single-handedly, almost, like with some help, but like powering these teams. You can't help but put him at that top spot. Like, you talk about Mike, you talk about the help, you talk about the 6 championships, but I think more of Mike is just the folklore of it, and that we saw it. Because before Mike, there was another greatest player. I think it shifts by era, but I think when we take a look back and we see everything, we're going to see Mike as the standard bearer, but we're going to see LeBron as the actual greatest player to have ever touched the hardwood.
Something about it, PR. He's right. I knew I liked Jamal for a reason. He's right because here's what I'll say.
Okay.
We constantly, to Jamal's point, we constantly neglect the basketball element of LeBron's game. And we compare him to Jordan, a killer. We compare him to Jordan as this big guy that has been built up. But meanwhile, we neglect the fact that he controls more of the game than anybody since, like, Wilt. And this dude's doing it from the wing.
Right.
But you still aren't sold. Look at your face.
I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold for a simple reason, Jamal. Are we saying that he's number 1 in scoring and everything, but is he number 1 with the rings? Because at the end of the day, to me, that's, the side. And everybody's going to say that to you. At the end of the day, we say Mike is the greatest. He's 6 for 6 going to the championship.
He's 6 for 6 with a squad.
Okay.
LeBron
and
says he needs more players around, and we look at him like he's crazy.
Right.
Mike had Scotty, and then year in and year out, they would get him these people who would be an all-star on any other team they were on.
LeBron didn't have a squad in his whole career. The
Yes,
only time he
LeBron
didn't
has
have
had
a
a
squad
squad.
was Cleveland. When he went to Miami, he had
And
Wade,
what did
had
he
the
do
whole,
with Cleveland?
He had Wade and Bosh.
Okay,
He
but-
comes to Cleveland, he has Love and Kyrie.
Okay, before that, when he took Cleveland to the
Nobody.
finals,
He didn't have nobody.
and what did he do? He
They
took
won
Cleveland
60-something
to
games
the
back to
finals
back, right.
as a
I give him that.
child.
Right.
Mike couldn't get past the semis without a squadron.
But you're gonna put him for greatness and the best just because of that? If anything,
How-
he's right there. So you're passing Kobe Bryant?
Coach,
Yeah.
hear
You're
me out.
passing
I'm
Kobe?
absolutely. I'm putting
Here's-
LeBron past Kobe on a cold.
Here's why. Here's
Wow.
why. All right, I'm going to appeal to both of your basketball senses here, right?
You started this.
I know, and I got a knack for starting shit.
Start a fire in an
In
empty
case you
room.
haven't noticed that, right?
I see.
Here's what I would say. It's simple. Look at Kobe post Shaq and look at LeBron this year. I would make the argument, and agree or disagree, that the compliments that Kobe had, Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom at the time were two better compliments than Kyrie Irving and David Love. Kevin Love. Not to say that Kyrie isn't worse. What I'm saying is the combination of that compliment. So Kobe, if you want to look at it like that, actually had more help than LeBron has now.
Excellent point. And to your point, they all had Mike, Kobe, everybody had players that played within their system. LeBron has stars, but he doesn't have stars that morph around LeBron. Like he had Wade, who still needed to ISO to get loose and still had to slash to the basket to play his game. He has Kyrie, who's a monster, taking nothing away from him. But Kyrie needs the ball in his hand for 90 feet and then gets busy. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have anybody like Mike had Scotty just playing the wing. They made the triangle offense a thing. Kobe had Pau, had Lamar, had Shaq as a trailer, like as a trailing center and as a pure postman. And so they got to play their game and still have these other players play their game, but be a part of a system versus just saying, all right, we're going to stand by and watch you work.
This man had David Blatt and Mike Brown coaching him, PR.
Real talk.
Come on.
Real talk.
Tyronn Lue is there.
How many players has LeBron put on the paper? Dante Jones owes LeBron his life.
Yo, they're pulling guys out of the VA, man. For real.
I'm not knocking LeBron, what he's bringing to the table. Great basketball player. Right now, he's actually the greatest basketball player active, right?
Of all time.
Right now.
Of all time.
Where do you have him?
I just want to help you with the same.
Nah, you notice that
of all time.
You don't have him above Kobe? Forget, take centers out. Take centers. I'm curious, like, where
Jordan,
do you have him?
Kobe, then LeBron. When LeBron gets me some more rings, and mind you, I respect everything LeBron does. Go to the championship, like you said, 7 years in a row, whatever, and then you win, but you only have 3 chips.
I fully respect what you're saying.
3 out of 7, like
Robert Horry got 5 rings.
Bill Russell's got 13.
But wait. We're talking about elite players, everything they've accomplished, and you have that was what solidified you being great or good.
But what I'm saying is there's a lot of elite players or a lot
We're
of
talking
players
about elite
that
players.
aren't elite.
Let's talk about elite players. I'm not saying let's
Okay.
forget Robert Horry and Phil Jackson. All these 11
but
rings.
If we're forgetting that, then we're forgetting rings.
He was a bum.
If we're forgetting,
as a player,
he was trash juice.
Right.
But if we're forgetting that, then we have to forget the rings argument because there's a lot of players that have a lot of rings. Ron Harper has how many rings? He's not better than Barkley. He's not better than Clyde.
When we started this show last year, your man over here to my left, Aton, was saying it's all about the rings. Don't let me pull that footage up
That's
on
fine.
for the record. We
I
are
don't
for
know
the
if
record, right?
I don't know if it was about this conversation.
He said,
was it?
it's all about the rings.
Was
It's all
I
about the
talking
rings.
about LeBron?
Yes.
Obviously.
Because I'm
The
such
first
a
day I
LeBron
met you,
fan. Like
you
this-
say, yo, it's all about the rings. It's all about the rings. And
Obviously,
we take it from there.
Maybe
championships are
because
the
it
name
was.
of the game.
Wait, hold on though. Did we start the show before he came back down 3-1? Because maybe I was using that as an example.
Yes. And he
There's
showed
no way
you.
that I would. All right, Buda, we gotta go back because there's no way that I
Cue
would be coming
flashback.
down on LeBron as far as the rings. I'm as pro LeBron as it gets, especially when I know I need to work with PR. I get extra pro LeBron. Like I become part of the entourage at that point, man.
I just think that's the only thing that separates me from saying this is the greatest player I ever seen. I'm gonna put when I tell my grandkids, it's Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Okay.
Now, if he gets those rings in his career before it's over,
Does he have
then
to get? So he has to get 5 or better.
5 or better.
That's
to be-
because he has everything else.
But I feel like there's so many. Okay, hold on.
He has everything else.
Hold on.
Yes, please, because I'm gonna forget it otherwise.
They
so
change.
Let me write this down.
They have to practically change the MVP criteria so that LeBron doesn't win it season after season because he'd win it going away. He's the most valuable player in the league, bar none. He plays the
concur.
full length of the floor, practically every
Both sides.
position on both sides of the ball.
Yes, I agree.
If we're not talking, let's take championships are a part of it because that's the pinnacle, obviously. But if we're just talking about pure basketball, who you are as a basketball
Player.
100%. If you just had to pick a player, if you had to start a franchise tomorrow,
I'm
And
starting
they're-
with LeBron. Who's in the league now?
No, all
and
time.
they're in their prime,
Non-centers
period.
all time.
They're in their prime, period. You start a team tomorrow. Good knees, good hairlines, the best they've ever been.
Bro.
We'll
Who
even give
are
you
you
all
picking?
plugs.
Jordan
too.
and Kobe.
No.
One player.
You have
One
to have
player.
that in your eye. And we saw this the other day. One player I seen recently with it in his eye. Maybe because he's working Kobe. It's Isaiah Thomas. LeBron is missing that. He doesn't have that in his eye. To have that killer instinct to take.
I don't know how you can still say that. First off, he's putting his team up by like 20 or 25 in the first half.
Running away.
You don't need to be a killer. When you're so clean with your contract killing, you don't need to be sloppy.
Are you
and
giving
just
the
spray
ball?
the block?
All right.
All right.
Are you giving them the ball? Who are you giving the ball in the last seconds to shoot? Kobe, Jordan, or LeBron?
LeBron.
Shoot.
LeBron.
You're
Last
crazy,
second,
and you're
LeBron.
losing. And you're losing.
Why
Listen,
am I-
you're losing.
I would go Jordan then LeBron last second.
Fine.
Thank you.
But
jump
I'm going,
shot.
okay,
nah,
but
you're not
that
going with
doesn't
LeBron.
determine that LeBron is now worse than Jordan.
To me, you're going with the best player.
Can I make
You're
one
going with the best
small
player.
little argument about this whole
Yes, go ahead. You
championship
wrote something
jewelry
down.
stuff, please? Because otherwise I'll forget it.
Right, you start.
That is Jamal Jamo. This is Coach PR. I'm Eitan Shander. As you can tell, it's
And I'm
getting a
the
little
one
heated.
that's the
It's
smart
for the
guy
record,
here.
Right. We've strategically
We gotta
placed
get
PR
Coach
in the
some
middle
help.
here.
We gotta get Coach
exactly.
some help, guys.
Seriously, if you can help him out, right? At Coach PR on Twitter,
At Coach PR, my
Instagram as well. Okay,
Coach
so
needs some people to talk to. Yeah.
I'm going to give
I
you
got 2
two
followers.
examples about how you completely sweep under the rug performance when you just say it's about rings. Two examples in the finals, okay? Take you back to when he was on the Heat and they lost to the Spurs. At that time, Kawhi Leonard had emerged as the top perimeter defender, outside of LeBron, ironically, in the NBA. I mean, he was just at that point. He was locking LeBron down, and LeBron was putting near a triple-double up. It was insane. Now, they lose the series, so you look at that and say, all right, well, that's a loss in the finals. But when you start to detail what's going on, every single game in that series, he is abusing Kawhi Leonard, who, mind you, was locking up the entire league that year out on the wing. So you sweep that under the rug. Here's another one real quick. 2 years ago, not coming back down 3-1. He's out there alone. Kyrie's banged up. Kevin Love is
2 years
banged
ago.
up. Correct, 2 years
Not
ago.
last year.
Not last year, right? When they come back
When they
3-1.
lost.
When they lose
Yeah.
to the Warriors. Now that's the 73-win Warriors team. He's right there in a slugfest, keeping his team in there. But if we just say, well, it only matters when you win, you start to sweep those two types of performances under the rug. But I think that's a testament to how great he is that Jordan, Kobe, those guys weren't in that position. They weren't in the position where everybody goes down.
I got him, Matt. Now that you brought it up, I got you guys. Since you brought that up, you made me just think of something. Which was a better team, the 73-9 Golden State Warriors or the 72-10 Chicago Bulls?
What does that do with LeBron?
Answer the question, and I'll tell you why.
The 72-10 Bulls.
Why? Because they won a championship.
No,
They won a championship.
73 team won a championship too. They beat. That was
No,
the
that was
first
last year. They lost.
No, they lost. Like, when
They
won
lost.
73.
Oh, when they won 73.
The 72 team,
Same.
not because they won a
Right.
championship. They matched up better at every position.
That was the greater team because they
Oh,
won
not
a
at every position.
championship.
Every position but point guard. They matched up better.
They were up.
It's still you won a
3-1.
championship.
They were up 3-1.
So
in
nobody
the
cares about the
finals.
73-9 Warriors now because you lost. It's for nothing. It won't go down in history to be they won. You're not gonna. That's gonna be swept under the rug.
Nobody has
Darko
ever
Milicic
come
has
back.
a ring.
Nobody
You know what I
has
mean?
ever come back from down 3-1, and you're going to try to find a way to downplay that?
Yeah, you know what? And
And
I
you're
feel
going to
bad
try to
doing that
sell
because
the
that was
audience
great.
that you're partial and walking this thing down the
I
line?
feel bad doing it because he's great, but you know he doesn't have a post-up game. He doesn't have a jumper shot. He's not.
I'm
gonna
sorry,
knock down.
what?
He doesn't have a
LeBron doesn't have
post-up
a
game.
post-up
Post-up
game.
He doesn't have a back-to-back basket game. He doesn't.
When are the Cavs on next? We need all three of
Only
us sit down
one
and
person
film.
has that. Like a couple
You're-
people. Kawhi Leonard's
No.
the only one that.
Are
really
we
can
watching the
post up.
same NBA?
Yes. You're telling me LeBron has a post-up game?
I am
With back
telling
the
it
basket?
to your face, sir.
No. You'll watch. I don't know what you're
LeBron
watching.
has a post-up
No,
game.
brother.
LeBron doesn't have to have a post-up game
No, he has
because
a
He
LeBron
doesn't have to have one.
He has a
Hear
post-up
me out.
game.
LeBron doesn't have to have a post-up game because he's a gazelle. So after he gets a stop on one end of the floor, he's down on the break, and they either
I get
collapse
it.
to the
I
middle, wait for
understand
him to
that.
go like a freight train to the basket, and give him the space to shoot, or he takes it to the rack on him.
All right, here's what we need, because we're winding down here, and we're not going to convince this man
How
to
does he
change his
not have a
mind.
post-up
Can
game?
we put like a hotline number up on the bottom of the screen, flash it, like
Yeah,
on the infomercials?
1-800-HELP-COACH.
Seriously,
Give me
help
your
this
phone
man.
number.
We need
At
an
Coach
intervention.
PR on Instagram.
I want to say this to the camera. We need an intervention.
And you know
right
what people
now,
are gonna say? They're gonna agree
we're gonna
with me.
have y'all call in so that we can talk to Coach because Coach needs people right
They're
now.
gonna agree.
Look
They're
at the
gonna
number
say,
on the bottom of your
what's the
screen.
thing you
Check him out, man. Is he wearing the ball kicks? Something's going
He's
on.
gotta
He's
be.
crazy.
Coach is the new LeVar Ball.
Like, what's happened here, man?
You can't prove that, LeVar. You got me feeling like Stephen A. Smith. I gotta wear a suit with 15 buttons, man.
All right,
Gosh.
more to come, including multi-platinum producer Bink Dog alongside Jamal Jamo, Coach PR, Eitan Shander. It is all for the record.
You the voice of reason. Coach hurt my
We're gonna
feelings.
have a talk.
Yo. We don't want to have that talk.
1, 2.
STRshow.com.
We welcome you back. It is For the Record alongside Coach PR, Jamal Jamo, Eitan Shander, and we welcome in a very special guest, multi-platinum producer, the I-Standard BOC Producer of the Week. He's worked with Jay-Z, Blueprint to Rick Ross, the new track, Rather You Than Me album, Kanye West, Devil in a New Dress. He is Bink Dog. Bink, we appreciate the time, man.
Legend.
What's up, fella?
What's up, bro?
Peace, what's going on, man?
Can't call it. What's the word?
Nah, we're chilling, man. We're excited. You know, we got to talk some music with you, some sports as well. And we were talking a little bit before we got you on the phone about these brand new shoes. I'm sure you had a chance to check them out. The new Lonzo ball kicks. They're just under $5. If you haven't, don't worry, they're atrocious. Have you seen them?
Yeah, absolutely. So
How many pairs you copping, Bink? Be honest.
I'm going to cop a negative 15 pair.
Ah. If you get gifted them, if they show up at your front door.
You know what's crazy about that? I think if somebody cops these sneakers, you might be in for a treat, man.
For $500, I
Shit,
better
you
be
might
in
get
for a
robbed.
treat.
I think like you keep those. This guy might turn out to be Joy. He might be LeBron. Then
Nah.
what?
Big,
Nah.
Big, you gonna take that risk that he might be LeBron and cop these shoes?
Hell no. Did he even do a layup in the pros yet?
He didn't even bounce
He
the ball
hasn't hit
yet.
the league, and here's the other thing: the kicks aren't even available until November, so they're up for pre-order now or some wild shit like that. But they're not actually available until November.
So when the season starts, then
Yeah. So he's gonna get to prove that
He has
he's
to prove a
mid-grade,
little, yeah.
right? He's gonna be mid-grade weed, and his shoes are gonna be $500 a pop, and end up in the bargain bin the moment that they're released. You can't
Summer
run
League.
that risk.
Summer League. He has to prove himself. Summer League.
Right next to them $9.99 DVDs.
100%, but them DVDs are still gonna move.
Hey, heat still airs on my shit.
Yo, 100%, 100%. Until Blu-rays get sold in the barbershop, then them DVDs are coppable.
This might be one of the worst marketing ideas we've seen, Bink.
He's bugging out. $4.95 is just like Jordan's was only $100.
And what price would these have to be for you to cop a pair?
He gonna have to give me something.
You gotta pay you to wear
He
them?
he not necessarily pay me, but he gonna have to send me a pack.
I think actually Joe Buttons has a box for you.
Joe Buttons.
See, we were gonna wait to get to that one. We were trying to butter you up before we hit on that one, you know?
I mean, Joe Buttons wanted to make sure everything is all
Joe
right.
Buttons- Joe Buttons is in a glass box of emotions right now.
Always, always. That's sensitive
Yeah,
mouse.
he's in a glass.
So what? Tell us.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Bink. My point. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, give us a little history because you know the video's out there, and we get Joe Budden trying to get you and Just Blaze to battle and all, and clearly there's something there to it. So give us just a little history of that.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out when was Joe Buttons elected to be such a spokesman on the game. You know what I'm saying? To have such little points on the board. You feel me? So I'm confused. But anyway, the Just Blaze situation is just, that's just been what it was since, 2000, 2001. A lot of people will get us confused sonically, and rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? So he just basically trying to turn it into like there is beef, and it's not actually beef. It's just about facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no two people that sound alike by accident. Somebody's following somebody.
So you authored the style.
Say it again?
You authored the style. You brought the style in, and he took it and ran with
Absolutely. So they, for years, everybody tried to turn it into like, it's a beef, it's beef or something. Like, it ain't no beef, it's just about facts.
Right.
This how I feed my kids.
Okay.
So why would I be happy about somebody taking my shit to the point that they think I did it? You know what I mean? So it's a difference between biting and inspiration, right? It's not a fine line in between that.
100%. And knowing what you've done, knowing the legend that you are, and what your catalog reads. One time, for the spirit of competition, would you even entertain the idea of just going toe to toe in a producer sound clash?
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Knowing what you got on the holster.
And that's the thing, is like people trying to make it seem like it's about the culture, but you've never known in our culture for producers to call each other out about it.
Right. But
you know what I'm saying? That's not something that happens.
You got the Swizz battle that just happened, the Swizz Blaze battle that just happened.
I think that was kind of dope for the culture also to have that producer battle.
But that was something that Just Blaze asked for.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he had, Swizz was saying he had been getting at him for a while, saying he wanted to battle, but that was just a great sample of originality against, you know what I'm saying, imitation.
Never come out and just once and for all, just to show what you're working with, just to show everybody.
Jamal wants you to throw the haymaker.
I'm just saying, like,
He wants you to end it, man.
I appreciate good music. That's it. I appreciate good music. So just for the sake of just getting that free entertainment and just going sound for sound, like a sound clash is as old as music itself. So just to draw that line in the sand, like.
Shit, that's a pay-per-view event too. I'm paying money for that.
100%. Do that shit at Barclays.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like to have a battle about hits. It wouldn't be fair to a lot of producers because there is no producer, in the game that could keep up with Swizz.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Swizz was the backbone to Rough Rider. He was feeding the whole entire Rough Rider. So the only type of producers that could even keep up with Swizz would be somebody like Manny Fresh or RZA. You understand?
Yeah, that had
like somebody else that was feeding the entire camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Was turning out the hits around the clock.
Yeah. It wouldn't be fair to try to base, playing, song for song on who's the better producer. I think it should be more so like, get the two producers the same sample and let them, go at it and press play.
Okay.
That's
dope.
So,
that's dope.
So wait, now we might be onto something. Hold on, this might be a For the Record exclusive. Now, so if we did a cook-up battle where you get the sample or a record is picked and then you just chop it up right there, you, the MPC, whatever tools you're using, and you just chop it up on the spot and flip it however many different ways, you would do something like that? Like everybody comes in just naked and just has the same ammunition, like laptop.
That's more attractive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's make it happen right here for the rest.
It's like the cooking show.
Yeah, that's a modified rules. We're going to turn into Iron
Gordon
Chef
Ramsay
DJ
shit.
edition.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. So we introduce you to the secret ingredient. We pull out a Staple Singers record. We say, throw this on there, chop up the sample.
Yo, we need to do this. We need to host that.
But somebody, they can't.
I mean, well, it's on the record now. Like they
our
know.
record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit.
It has to be a neutral person picking that, like you said, pick that
I'm
record.
neutral.
That's right.
I'm picking the
pick the
shit.
record, and they got a sample.
Bink, what's good, man? We're signing up right now. We got 3 judges right here.
No, it gotta be. it gotta be
like,
something that I think everybody will be like, okay, we trust them. We trust their ear.
Oh, so they don't trust our ear
saying?
now? What you say? Hold on, Bink. Now, we've been friends this whole conversation. Our ears can't be trusted.
Or we can just keep it like Smack. Like Smack never tells you.
All right, so we can do that. I really just want to talk shit and see this happen. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not saying I'm a qualified judge.
Right. Just want to
I've
see it
been
happen.
told good things about the. I just want to see it happen. So like, we can just leave it up to the crowd. We can set up a Twitter poll and let them vote. We can do whatever. We can have an 800 number.
I mean, that's what made the Swizz and Just Blaze battle even more epic was the sidebar comments.
Okay.
You understand? So that's why I really feel like Just Blaze didn't feel the magnitude to that whooping because he wasn't looking at these comments that was coming across that screen. Like the comments were insane.
Once we get off the phone, I'm gonna call Instagram. We're gonna set it up. I say once we get off the phone, I'm gonna call Instagram. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna have the IG live. We're gonna make sure the feed doesn't crash, and we're gonna set up a sound clash where y'all are chopping it up. It's gonna be a For the Record exclusive. We're gonna let the people at home decide, and we're gonna get all parties involved. We're gonna make this a reality.
Maybe we'll throw some cash in. How about that?
He didn't say no.
See, that's what they want to hear.
You wanna, right? How much
Is that bag? What's the bag looking like? How heavy is that bag?
You know, Conor McGregor type shit.
We're gonna have a free pair of Lonzo balls for whoever wins.
For whoever loses.
That's a lot of
Right.
That's a lot of
Loser gets the free pair. Yeah, that's right.
Bink, who you taking on the NBA Finals? What do you like? Who you like?
Man,
Or do you like basketball? I should ask, because you're not like who kid, are you?
Yeah, I definitely like basketball. I'm a sports fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fanatic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna shoot you a bunch of stats and shit. But yeah, I'm definitely a fan. I like Golden State. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
You got a powerhouse.
I like Golden State.
Everybody likes Golden State.
That's
Man.
a power. It's just a well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just a lot of people that can kill you on the court at one time.
Is Golden State too light-skinned to lose?
You say what?
Is Golden State too light-skinned to lose? Like, they added Kevin Durant, so they got like that one dark-skinned player, because it was
That made them a
Andre
little
Iguodala for the longest. Yeah, I feel like now they done filled their dark-skinned quota up. Are they too light-skinned to really fall?
Draymond wasn't cutting it.
Well, see,
Yeah,
Draymond dark skinned too.
Oh, very true. Okay, so they got three now.
Yeah, so they filled the quota.
But they were short. They were short guys.
They got their Belle Biv DeVoe, but they
needed.
They over the quota.
Okay. So you think is that going to be their downfall? They got too many dark skins now. Is that going to be like last year?
Hey, Blink.
So
Are you there, Blink?
no, that's the thing, man. Yeah, I'm here.
The Rick Ross
No,
album.
this-
The Rick Ross album. Rather
Yeah.
You Than Me.
Yeah.
Dope album. Dope project. I love the album. What exactly did you executive produce the album?
No, I didn't executive produce, but I did three songs up there.
3 songs?
Yeah.
That was such a dope album now. For doing that album, would you do like, let's say, Lil Yachty now after doing the Rick Ross album?
Absolutely.
Are you doing that for? Are you the producer to do that for sales now? Are you doing that for sales? Are you doing that for the radio? Because you went from Rick Ross to that, like.
Well, look, the crazy thing is this. You know what I'm saying? That's the true meaning of versatility. Is being able to, you know, adapt to whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever client you're working with. You know what I'm saying? That you know how to, you can be able to go into their world and you know, and still give them what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's a true producer. You know?
So Chance and Bieber come to you for a duo. You got it.
That's a smash.
Hell yeah.
If he doesn't, I will.
Justin Bieber, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's
double platinum.
That's kind of like the DJ. Because personally, you might not like their music, but you have to play to please the people. And even that you give that product, that work, and now you have somebody that's going to get on top of that work, it could be bullshit. You still have to take it and be like, okay, whatever, you know, the people love it.
You got to make the best of it.
Right? That's kind of fucked up.
Kind of, sort of, but, you know, it just depends on how far your integrity goes with the music.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
But I can honestly and wholeheartedly say I've never done any records that glorify selling dope. 1-900 Hustler was a gimmick record about a call in. Nobody was speaking in first person. You feel me? About selling no dope.
That's real.
That is.
Rick Ross didn't say that on none of your tracks that you did? Wow.
Now Ross is past selling dope now. Ross is rich. Ross talks about owning businesses and making other people. Ross ain't talked about selling dope in 5 albums.
I mean, my thing is, anybody still talking about selling dope on a record is either the police or you lying.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I just really feel like it's just rhetoric at this point. Like, how many times can you know, chop it up and bag it up? You know, how many times can we do that? You know?
I count 20.
So, you know, Right, you know, so I just be glad when that shit just goes away altogether, you know, because there's just too much other shit we can be talking about.
Now, a question on that. When did rappers stop wanting to be drug dealers and start acting like drug addicts? Like, when did that shift happen? Because, like, now we see so many of them on all this shit. When did that tide turn? In your opinion, was there one rapper who kind of ushered that in, where they stopped glorifying drug dealers and started glorifying drug addicts?
Yeah.
I mean, this the era of the crack babies, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's too late to be the era of the crack babies. Crack
it's
was
heroin, man.
Yeah, crack was the 80s.
It's heroin is everywhere now.
Yeah, crack
grandparents
came out
now.
in it. No, you're not understanding. Crack was out in the 80s for us. You had people that were getting pregnant in the 80s that were smoking crack. These are the products.
These are the
that.
product of it. He's saying.
Got you. Okay.
So that was a present. This is the future. So there was a future that actually became the drug addict rappers. Pun intended.
Exactly.
Jamal.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like everything now is just so dumbed down and everybody's just so cool with being ignorant. You know, because that's cool.
They got trace
You know what
elements
I'm saying?
of that
That's-
shit in their system.
But then again, Bink, you wouldn't mind doing a track for that, for those type of artists. If their bag is right and they coming out with something, you as a producer, just like a DJ, you're gonna want to, wouldn't mind them on your track.
They're not talking about it. Is what he said. Like they're not.
I mean, but me as a producer, it's up to me to try and come in a session and make sure we get a record of some substance. Like, just look at the subject matter that Ross talked about on my record. Have you ever known Ross to talk like that?
Facts.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's really up to the producer to try to rub some good things off on the people in the session, and hopefully it comes across in the record. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I got you.
I'm not saying I would do a record with Lil Yachty and do some same rhetoric mumble shit that they used to do. I'm not gonna do that.
So no mumble rap on your production.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I respect that.
Yep. Hell yeah.
I respect that.
Bink, we appreciate you. Multi-platinum producer, Bink Dog, the I Standard BOC producer of the week. Really appreciate you hopping on with us, brother. Dash Radio.
My man, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate y'all having me, bro.
All right, there it is. Bink Dog alongside
Yep.
Jamal Jamo, Coach PR, Eitan Shander. Keep it here. It's For the Record.
You know.
1, 2.
STRshow.com.
All right, winding down another hour on For the Record Dash Radio alongside Jamal Jamo, Coach PR, Eitan Shander, and it has been absolutely jam-packed. We want to thank Bink Dog
Glorious.
for hopping on with us, right? Multi-platinum producer, Doug Christie before that. So one little thing that we didn't get to touch on during the show is this little tidbit that's popped out, because Isaiah Thomas has gone full like YOLO mode, right? It's just like Iverson. It's reminiscent of Kobe post Shaq.
How you say little and then you say Isaiah Thomas, bro?
Well, it just goes
that
hand in
man uses
hand.
poetry. Let that man use his words.
It wasn't even on purpose.
I know.
It just flows.
flows.
So we
Bars.
get word that this man is now working with one of the best gunners of all times, right? Like, if there's not a better
Easily
gunner,
top 3.
yes.
Easily top.
And I'm not even talking in basketball. I mean, like, any gunner, any type of gunner you want to talk. Somebody who's on a gunner in like Vietnam, still on the side of a
Number
damn
one
helicopter.
assassin ever in the league.
Ever,
Put
right?
on that.
Yeah.
So he's working now with Isaiah. Any shot of Isaiah passing the ball now is done.
Yeah, he's out of here. I mean, he'll still get his assists, but I think the killer instinct, not that he doesn't already have one, because Isaiah's a cold motherfucker.
Yes.
But, like, that killer instinct and that tough streak, like, what Kobe's going to do for that, problems. Like, Isaiah might come back 2 inches taller next season. Shit like fucking with Kobe,
grow.
like, yeah, he might just catch, like, the mini growth spurt. Isaiah might come back a good, like, actual 5'9". He might come back 5'10" next season on some bullshit. Like, you can't, like,
at the moment.
easily. Like, him being pound for pound the toughest player in the league, like, between getting his tooth knocked out, losing his sister,
Yep.
and putting up numbers crazy. Being the first small guy to not be a fucking novelty act. Like, he's not Michael Adams, Muggsy Bogues, or fucking Spud Webb. Like, he's a real player. And he's like, he's not even 5'9". Like, if we're being honest, Isaiah Thomas might be a strong 5'6" and 3/4, if we're talking that. And he is a problem. Like, he has no problem driving to the lane, going into the trees, pulling up from outside, putting people on a rope. Like, he's a problem. Like, he is probably pound for pound the most talented not most talented, but the toughest player that's been in the league, and certainly the
Since
most
Iverson.
talent that's been
Definitely.
easily since Iverson,
Yeah.
and the most talent that's been packed into a frame that small. Because Iverson might have been like 5'9", 5'10".
No, he's a little taller.
He was 6.
He's
6
not
foot.
6.
He was 6.
He was
I'm
listed
stood
as
next
6.
to him.
Yeah,
He's
he's
6
taller
foot.
than me.
He's my height. Whatever
Is he?
I am,
Okay.
whatever I am, we're eye to eye.
Okay.
So
You're not 6. You're 6.
5'11".
last time I went to the doctor, I might have shrunk. You know, it's been like
6'2" and Tim's.
brother, it's been 3 years since I've been. You know, I
Yeah.
try to stay the hell
Think of
away.
it.
but,
Use it before Trump takes that shit away.
you know, shit, I'm probably already gone.
I saw something in Isaiah, and I said to my boy, I said, "You see that? It looked like he has that Kobe Jordan look in his eyes." Like when he was talking to him in the post game, and he said, you know, that's what he was talking about. It was his sister's birthday, and I'm like, wow. Like then to find out the next day he's working with Kobe, I'm like, if we thought we saw something with him just because of passing of his sister, I thought that was something else. That was ridiculous. Much respect to that dude.
Be able
Leave
to
the
go through
funeral.
that, man.
Yeah, and then leave the funeral and go there and do that.
Crazy.
It reminded me of the Brett Favre thing. Do you remember that when his dad died? He
He
comes
came
out.
back and did that.
I
Like
lost $1,000 because I took an early bet. I know you're going to go to this thing on Isaiah real quick, but I took this early bet before the game, 3 days before the game, not thinking, like, who the hell thinks? And then the news comes
Right.
out. I'm like, okay, he's not going to play.
Right.
Great, because I already bet against the
Right, you
Packers.
bet. Good.
This motherfucker comes out.
And aired it out.
It's like slow motion playing a video game. I'm sitting there like, I can't root against him because it's this great. I'm the one guy in a room of 40 people, like actually rooting against Brett Favre. People are looking at me like, do you have a soul? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I got
Like, yo,
$1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, right.
Yeah, I had to explain that shit.
Yeah.
But you're saying about Isaiah.
The eye. He has that eye. And me,
Eye
I
of
love
the
You
Mamba.
say Isaiah,
The
but
eye of the
LeBron
Mamba.
doesn't have it. Now, how can you say that?
that eye that he had that day.
How can you be so
Let me tell you,
irresponsible?
I'm being irresponsible. That eye that he had that day, I've never saw that eye. And even
You
granted,
saw from
you
LeBron when
saw
he
it-
came down 3-1 last year.
If nothing else, you've seen it from Kobe before.
Kobe, yes.
So you've seen that eye before.
That's why I said it.
You
From
said you've
Kobe.
never seen that eye
No,
before.
not from LeBron. I've never seen it from a guy that short. Let me finish.
Okay.
That,
All right, sorry.
Because I'm with that. I'm 5'9". It might be 5'8", but that guy is my brother. So I respect stuff like I'm talking about height, brother.
No,
Come on,
I'm
Jamal.
not. I'm here with you. I'm listening.
You're a little taller than me. Come on, man. Let me live. Let the little guys
Nah, do
live.
your thing, dude.
So I love like Nate Robinson. This is what Nate Robinson to me was supposed to be, and he didn't come out to be that.
You love sentimental favors.
Yes, you see, we just
You
met.
absolutely
How do
do.
you know
You
me
love
like that?
sentimental
And we
favors.
just
I'm
met.
noticing that.
Well, it was your whole pro Jordan stance.
Yeah.
You revealed yourself.
You got a solid
It didn't take long for that one. You know, not long in that one. So I don't know how long this team's going to last. He really doesn't have much more help, and Al Horford has somewhat resurfaced in the postseason. But
Melo should go there.
really, they can afford him.
There you go again. Go get Jamal's gonna kick me in the
I
head.
never thought about that.
Melo
That's
should go there,
actually-
either there, Washington, or the Clippers.
I mean, no, he can't go. to
Boston.
Washington.
Boston would be
Clippers.
such a great help with.
Just blow that fucking thing up.
Yeah, the Clippers got to be.
Seriously, there was never anything there. They never did anything to blow up.
Isn't that crazy though with
Let
that
Chris
team?
Paul back up Kyrie. Let him go collect a ring in Cleveland, and let's call it a career.
But let's think about what we're saying. The Clippers, that's a good team.
Is it?
What's wrong with them?
You
They've
act like
blown
they've been good
leads
forever.
5
No,
straight
no,
years.
the
They've
Clippers
blown
exactly,
leads.
just
but they
got solid.
Think about, that's a good team. So I'm puzzled by a team like, what's wrong with them?
Good teams lose every day, B.
They slow down in
He'll
the
be all right.
postseason too. Chris Paul is a monster, and he's still taking
Great point
advantage.
guard. He's a great point guard.
But they're so easily exploited elsewhere, and I don't get it too
Because they're
because
soft because of Blake.
Blake gets exploited easy. DeAndre Jordan gets taken out of games at times in the postseason. It's
Can't
all in the
blame him.
postseason when stuff slows down. You've got. Here's the thing too. They're not built to stop the teams that are successful.
At all.
They're not built to stop San Antonio. They're sure as hell not built to stop Golden State. And Houston's a poor man's Golden State. So how are you going to stop
Right.
them? So that's the problem.
Offensively, they're good.
They've
They
got.
should be good.
One side of the ball.
Right? One side of the ball, right?
It doesn't make
Defense
sense
is-
to
is-
score 116 points a
you give
game
them-
when you can't stop somebody from scoring 120.
Right. Like, crazy. I don't understand.
All right. See, this is what happens, man. We start talking about the great storyline of Isaiah Thomas, and then you bring up LeBron
We
James.
go elsewhere.
And it turns into the Clippers ain't shit.
You know, this is the problem here. We should have ended on a positive note and ended on
we
what's
do.
happening with Isaiah
we are.
Thomas.
I love you
We
guys.
are now.
Great show. I
LeBron's
love you
gonna
guys.
retire as the greatest in the game. Thank you for tuning in.
Look at that. Words of wisdom. We end on words of wisdom from the one Jamal Jamo. It is-
Wise words from a decent man. I'm putting the finger up like Larry Bird. I'm going back to the locker room.
He called the shot. He told us exactly where it's going to be and where he's going to win the game, and he just did it. right in PR's face. Game time.
Game
Coming in
time.
second.
Coach PR, I'm Eitan Shander. This is Dash Radio for the record.
What you doing picking in them people's window?
STRshow.com.